What the heck is happening with Clover stock? Well, let's talk about it right away. So today was a pretty red day, but I want to go back. I want to go back in time real quick and take a look at yesterday. Take a look at Monday's movements in order to see what happened, because yesterday we started the day off, right at $7.73. Okay, we started the day off at $7.73, and we reached that intraday low almost immediately at $7.57. That was really quick, right at 9:40 a.m. After that was one of the most bullish moves I've ever seen on this stock in a very long time. We went up 8%. Was at 8.33%, all the way up to $8.20 in a single day. If you're a day trader, yesterday was a big move, and you're probably really happy to be part of that move. But here's the deal. I am not a day trader. I'm here for the long run and potentially to take advantage of another squeeze that we could very well see, right? So yesterday's movements were really good because we went over that $8 range that we saw, getting over the maximum pain and everything, and really that $8 threshold that people really don't want to go under. Me personally, I like to accumulate under the $8 range. I'm excited when I see it under 8 because at the end of the day, I think that this stock under 8 is my super buy area. 8 to 10 is a pretty good buy area as well, but under 8 is really that super accumulation that I have because I truly believe in the stock and where this thing will be going in the next couple days. So big moves on Monday. And when we take a look today at Tuesday, we can see kind of almost an opposite story to a certain extent. It's kind of like a dip. We truly experienced a dip today when you take a look at this. So we opened up at $7.96 right here, okay? And pretty much immediately we saw a big decline going all the way down to first about $7.71. And then it continued to fall even continuously down to $7.61. Well under that volume weighted average price, well under that VWAP that we see, this orange line right here. So when you see that, you're like, okay, today's been a bearish day. Will this stock recover? Will it go back closer, at least, to where we started? And sure enough, it did. Sure enough, starting right around 2 o'clock, it started making an upward movement all the way to the close of the day of $7.86. So that was a pretty good move at the end of the day there, and I'm really happy that we got closer to 8, and hopefully that trend continues tomorrow of it going up. In the after hours, though, we did drop 4 cents, but the volume of the day, as we know, it's been pretty low. It's been about 20 million the previous days. It's been about 15, 16 million as well. So it's, again, still pretty low volume, decreasing the total average volume down to 29.92 million. So when we take a look at that, right, we know the volume's going down for this stock. And so, when we see big volume, though, we usually see big movements on the uptrend. So that is something that, I'm really interested to see, which days are we going to have going forward are going to be big volume days. When we take a look at the Webull app, though, take a look at this Webull app real quick. We can actually see this order flow down here. Here's the level 2s right here that I was talking about previously. We're right at 7:37 p.m. right now, and here's the level 2s. And then if we scroll down more, we can again see the order flow for the day. And today was kind of like a balancing act, right? We had, more outflow than inflow than for large scale orders. And we look at the previous day, we had more inflow than outflow as well. So they kind of balance each out a little bit there. And for the medium scale orders, today we had more inflow than outflow. And also those small scale orders, again, we had more inflow than outflow. So it's really just the large scale orders for the day. But overall, still basically that balance from yesterday's big increase, today's, pretty good dip that we saw in the middle of the day, but we kind of recovered there. So interesting movements all overall. When we take a look at the analysis, we can again see the position cost distribution. And something I wanted to bring up is take a look at this very little sliver, this little green area right here, very little amount of green. you think about the average cost, right? $16.51 for this stock. And you see it now, it's in the $7.86 area, right around there, right? And you're kind of like, okay, there's really not a lot. This stock seems to be compressing more and more and more. And there really isn't a lot more down that I can see it happening. If it does, I'm for it. I'm buying accumulating shares, and I'm for it, big time accumulation happening as well. But, at the end of the day, I don't see it staying this low for a very long time. And I think that we could see big movements very, very soon. So it's something to keep in mind. Think about where we're at now. Think about, averaging down. That's what I've been doing, right? Is just averaging down on my cost and really just doing my best to get as invested as I can on this stock, because I believe in what we are experiencing in the company as well. And really all the good news that we're hearing about this company is really making me very, very bullish on this stock. So, here's the Webull app, of course. And as always, if you want 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300, click the link in the description to sign up today. I really do appreciate it. It helps out the channel, but you can use those free stocks and sell those and get any stock that you would like. So make sure to check out that link as well. I really do appreciate it. Next, let's go into Twitter. We're going to go into Twitter and see, one of the recent tweets from Clover Health and one of the fun responses that we saw as well. So here we are on the 22nd of September, about 6 days ago, just announced CMS Gov approves Clover Health's expansion plans for 2022. Expansion marks Clover entry into Alabama and nearly doubles company's geographic footprint based on number of counties. So that is really, really exciting to see that expansion into all the counties that Clover Health is currently doing. But really the mind-blowing part about this is Chamath Palihapitiya's response, giving it that great old, strong arm there, right? And so you take a look at that. Obviously, there's not much that can be said, from that standpoint, because, he's one of the people that helped this company get started, get listed, and everything like that from that standpoint on the stock market. So you really can't say much. He really can't say much, but hey, we got that arm right there as well. So that is really, really cool to see. And in my opinion, pretty bullish. I love the companies, and I've been invested in the companies that Chamath Palihapitiya has helped list on the market as well. And so, I'm really excited to see a little bit of communication from him, especially about Clover Health. And overall, to me, seeing something like this is just super, super bullish, and something I want to bring up in my videos for you all. So the next thing I want to talk about is institutional ownership. We take a look at institutional ownership because this is something that I wanted to pull up, because here we have JP Morgan indicating, this is green, it's indicating a new position, 25,642 shares. That's a lot. That is a lot of shares from JP Morgan. So again, another good sign that the big players are recognizing the price that we are currently at and getting in, because if you're not accumulating shares, someone else is at these low prices. So that is, in my opinion, very bullish to see. And while we're here, might as well check out the short squeeze score. Right now, we're at 56.49, which is 1,437 out of 5,544. When we take a look at short shares availability, we're at 500,000 shares. That's not a lot. We've seen, really under 2 million for the last couple of weeks, but 500,000 right now is a pretty low amount. And when we take a look at the short borrow fee rate, we're still under 1%. 0.79%. But that's not all. We're going to continue talking about short interest percentage of the free float, which is in Ortex. And, if you like this video so far, please smash that like button for me. It really does help. Also, subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notifications on my upcoming videos. In Ortex, we can see the short interest percentage of the free float sitting at 16.37%. That's an increase or a change of 1.76 from the previous day. When we look at the cost to borrow average, it's 1.39. Cost to borrow max, 2.32. The days to cover, still increasing, okay? We are at 1.78 days right now for the days to cover, a big 34.85% percentage increase from 7 days ago at 1.32 days. So again, the days to cover is increasing, and we've seen this same days to cover increasing earlier in the year and like around March as well. So, hey, if that's an indicator for you and you like to see those days to cover increase, I definitely do, because usually that means that a squeeze definitely could be on its way. And of course, short interest percentage of the free float getting pretty high. We saw, AMC at about 17% when it went, from when it went all the way up to $72 there. And here we are sitting at a good 16.37%. So, hey, I'm feeling good. The utilization rate, of course, 81.35%. So still pretty high utilization, not in the 90% range, but still pretty high up there as well. But next, I like to see the trending stocks on Reddit. I like to know what the community is talking about, what everyone is talking about, what's trending right now. And right now, of course, number one, we got the S&P 500. We still have Smile Direct Club up there, Tesla, GameStop, QQQ, Palantir, Alibaba. And if you scroll down, there's a lot of other ones. And if you scroll down a little bit, we got Clover Health Investments sitting here at number 19. A couple of different keywords, of course, that comparison wish, STC, TMC, BB, Sophie, post, GOEV, bot, AMC up, sell, well, said, call, price. So it feels like the sentiment's all over the place, but still 61%. But nearby keywords, maybe not a big indication today. Just a lot of comparisons to other stocks. So hey, some of those stocks I think did pretty well. Some didn't. So it's really interesting to see where this is going in the past 24 hours and see what the sentiment is on Reddit as well. Next, we're gonna go into options. Options are one of those, I have a love-hate relationship with options, because the thing is you got to pick out the right time for the options to be right in the money at the right time before they expire, right? And so if you're saying, hey, I predict this price for the options, for this strike price for the options, and it's not in the money, well, it's out of the money. Well, hey, if it's out of the money, you lose a lot of money. I like to buy shares personally, but options are still important because it can definitely potentially drive the price and almost be an indicator of the market makers and how they potentially manipulate or move the stock around a little bit. So when we take a look at options, first we have the maximum pain this week still at $8. We saw a little bit over $8 the previous day, but here we are back under that $8 range. And that maximum pain, of course, is to get as many puts and as many calls out of the money. They want out of the money for both and get that sweet premium. To get that little bit of extra money on the side, because hey, if it doesn't go to those higher price ranges, hey, they're not going to make as much, or they're going to make a lot of money if the stock doesn't move violently one way or the other. So again, maximum pain, $8 there. And when we take a look at the options sonar here, we can see kind of the sentiment again with this week. We have 192.5 thousand bullish versus 25,000 bearish. For the 15th, we have, of October, we have 441,000 versus 34,000 bearish. And the December 17th, we actually have a lot more, 629,000 versus 48,000 bearish. So big dates coming up, I would say, for the options, if that's what you're into. And this week alone, when we see calls that are in the money, we got, that $8 range is a big one, because we got 12,827 for open interest, $8.50 again, 15,000, $9 we got 12,000, and it kind of tapers off there. But that's kind of the goal if you're in options, this week and really want us to hit. Really, the price would be above $9 is kind of like the big goal for most people, I would say, because that is where all the open interest is underneath that $9 price there. So hopefully we hit it. For everyone that has options, hopefully we very well do hit it. And of course, the last thing is the meme of the day. The meme of the day, literally every CLOV member in the nation right now, every CLOV Nation member right now is basically, here's a whale. We're on whale watch. So, hey, if you're hyper accumulating and you're a big whale in the sense of financial whale or whatnot, well, there you go. There you go. This week is pretty much the week. Last week was another great week to be under 8 and accumulating as many shares as possible, getting your average down. And, maybe, you never know. Maybe this will stay for a little bit of time. I definitely see the stock moving up. That's something that I think will happen. I don't really foresee it moving down much because, again, that price is getting compressed. We don't have a lot of people buying in that lower levels pretty much ever compared to the overall average that we saw in the app. So make sure to, keep that in mind. Overall, we got 46,000 members in the subreddit, and as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate everyone commenting and everything like that. And I hope that everyone has a lucky trading day tomorrow. You lucky people. Take care. Bye bye.